In 1991, Porsche almost went bankrupt. The company that builds the 911 was about to die, and the car that saved them is a car every car guy
Damn.
on the internet makes fun of. We'll get there. And before I start, I already know. You forgot the Carrera GT. I did not forget. I made a choice. What about the 944? Same answer. Let's go. Also, real quick, I know most of us
Damn.
watching this are too broke to actually buy any of these cars, including me. We are not here to shop. We are here for the lore. Cool? Cool. Now let's go. Level 1. The Boxster and Cayman. Same car. Boxster has a soft top. Cayman has a hard roof. Mid-engine layout, which means the engine sits behind the seats, which means this is the best handling Porsche under $200,000, including the 911. Yeah, I said it. Cayman owners have a chip on their shoulder the size of a stadium. They've spent 20 years being called poor man's 911 online, and they have a whole speech ready about how their car is actually superior because of weight distribution, and Porsche only limits the engine so it doesn't embarrass the 911. They're kind of right, but they also sound like that one guy at the gym who keeps explaining why he doesn't bench heavy. Bro, just enjoy the car. Cope quietly. Base 718, $72,000. Turbo 4-cylinder, 300 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. One more thing. Porsche killed the gas Boxster and Cayman in February. The next one is electric. So if you want this car, you're shopping used. Forever. Level 2. The Macan. The Macan is Porsche's small SUV. Most Porsche they sell. Least Porsche thing they make. Real talk. The Macan is not bought by car people. It's bought by people who
Damn.
want a car that says, I have money, without knowing anything about cars. Real estate agents. Moms in athleisure dropping kids off at private school. The lease right now is $1,049 a month with $10,000 down. That's the Macan owner. They didn't buy this car. They're renting the badge for 39 months. Then they roll into another one. They will never own a Porsche. They will only
Damn.
ever rent one. Base Macan, 261 horsepower, $65,000. The GTS, 434 horsepower, $94,000. Quick aside, if you're actually thinking about getting a Macan or any car on this list, and I know most of you are getting it used, do yourself a favor. I built something called the Car Buyer's War Room. It's a tool that tells you what any car actually costs you. The real number, not the sticker price. But the part you actually need, it's got a negotiation calculator. Because let's be honest, you're not walking into a dealership. You're on Facebook Marketplace at 11 p.m. arguing with some guy named Gerald who thinks his 2019 Macan with 90,000 miles is worth full asking price because he just changed the oil. The calculator tells you exactly what to offer, what to counter, and when to walk away. There's also a 30-point used car inspection checklist so you don't buy Gerald's problem. Link in the description. You'll thank me later. Level 3. The Cayenne. This is the long one. Stay with me. The Cayenne is the most important Porsche ever made. Not the most expensive, not the fastest, the most important. Without the Cayenne, Porsche does not exist today. In 1991, Porsche was selling 14,000 cars a year. They were 2 years from bankruptcy. So they had to build something that wasn't a sports car or they were dead. They built an SUV. Every car magazine on earth lost their minds. Porsche is making an SUV? The brand is dead. The Cayenne came out in 2002, sold 100,000 units in 3 years, made Porsche more profitable than they had ever been. The money from that soccer mom car paid for everything you actually love about Porsche today. Every GT3, every GT3 RS, the 918, the Taycan, none of it exists without the Cayenne. So when you see a guy roll up in a Cayenne and your first instinct is to roll your eyes, remember, that guy paid for the GT3 you can't afford. Show some respect. But here's the part that's going to break some of you. The Cayenne shares a platform with 4 other cars. The Audi Q7, the Q8, the Bentley Bentayga, and the Lamborghini Urus. Same chassis, same bones. A Lamborghini Urus is $245,000. A Cayenne Turbo GT is $210,000. Mechanically the same car, and the Cayenne Turbo GT is faster than the Urus on a track. Edmunds tested it. The Cayenne won. The Lambo just has a louder exhaust, a different body, and an audience
Damn.
of people who don't know better. If you ever wanted to drive a Lamborghini and not look like you're trying to get on Instagram, buy a Cayenne Turbo GT. Same car, $35,000 cheaper. That's the cheat code. Cayenne range is huge. Base, 348 horsepower, $90,000. Turbo GT, twin-turbo V8, 729 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. In a 5-seat SUV with a real trunk. Crazy car, crazy story. Moving on. Level 4, the Panamera. The Panamera is what happened when Porsche decided to build a 4-door sedan. When it came out in 2009, the entire internet had the same reaction. It's ugly. I am not making this up. Real reactions from real car magazines were bloated, humpback, looks like a 911 that ate another 911, and ass implants. Multiple publications said that. Imagine designing a $130,000 luxury sedan, and the consensus is back implants. The current Panamera is fine. They fixed the back, but the brand memory is still the ugly one. Because for 8 years, that's what it was. Here's the thing nobody talks about. The Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid makes 771 horsepower, hits 60 in 2.8 seconds, $230,000. So yeah, it used to look weird, but it's a 4-door sedan that's faster than a McLaren from 2010. Who's really winning here? Who buys this? CEOs who don't want a chauffeur. The guy who flies private to the meeting but drives himself to the airport because the Panamera is the only sedan that's actually fun to drive. Level 5. The 911. The dentist car. Yeah, I said it. The 911 is the greatest sports car of all time, and it is bought almost exclusively by 55-year-old dentists, divorce lawyers, and a guy named Steve who owns 3 commercial buildings in Connecticut. There's a literal joke from the 90s. A lawyer crashes her BMW. She looks at the other car. It's a Porsche. She says, "I see you're an affluent man, probably a doctor." That joke is older than I am, and it's still accurate. Base 911 Carrera, 388 horsepower, $130,000, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. I am not going down the 911 generations rabbit hole today. 964, 993, 996, 997, 991, 992. That's its own video. Comment, do a 911 generations video, and it's coming. The 911 owner waited his entire adult life for this car. He works on it on weekends. He has a leather jacket. His wife is tired of hearing about it. Leave him alone. He earned it. Level 6. The Taycan. The Taycan is Porsche's electric sedan. From the day it came out in 2019, the entire internet had one debate. Is the Taycan a Tesla killer? Tesla guys versus Porsche guys, screaming at each other on Twitter for 4 straight years. Insufferable. Both sides. Here's the answer. It's not. It was never trying to be. The Taycan is for the guy who wants an electric car but does not want to be a Tesla guy. He doesn't want the Cybertruck energy. He wants something quiet and fast that doesn't make him look like he listens to 4 specific podcasts. The Taycan Turbo GT with the Visoc package, 1,019 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.1 seconds, faster than a Bugatti Chiron. The Bugatti is $3 million. This is $230,000. Porsche took it to the Nürburgring and ran a 707 lap. Fastest production sedan time ever. Beat the Tesla Model S Plaid by 18 seconds. 18 seconds at the Nürburgring is not a comparison. That is a different sport. Taycan owner pulls up to Cars and Coffee. The V8 guys pretend they don't see him. He hits the throttle. Now they see him. Level 7. The 911 GT3 RS. This is the apex. 4.0-liter naturally aspirated flat 6. No turbos. No hybrid. 9,000 RPM redline. 518 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 3.0 seconds. $241,000. Lap time at the Nürburgring is 6:49. Faster than a Bugatti Veyron Supersport, with half the horsepower. Porsche figured out how to make a slower car beat a Bugatti. Read that again. The GT3 RS is owned by a very specific guy. Track day calendar. Helmet that lives in the passenger seat. Drives this car to dinner. Shows up to coffee meets at 7 a.m. with his GoPro already mounted. Instagram is just photos of his car at Laguna Seca. But the GT3 RS isn't really about lap times. It's about the engine. A 9,000 RPM naturally aspirated flat 6 is one of the greatest sounds in cars. Period. Ferrari doesn't make this sound anymore. Lamborghini stopped a decade ago. Porsche is the last brand on Earth still building this engine. And every year the emissions rules get tighter. Every year the naturally aspirated engine gets one step closer to dying. The GT3 RS might be the last one. If you ever see one in person, stop and stand near it when it starts up. That sound is leaving us, and it's not coming back. Almost done. But there's one more car. Because the GT3 RS is the apex of what Porsche makes new. It's not the apex of what Porsche has ever made. The 918 Spyder, built from 2013 to 2015. They made 918. That's it. Forever. 4.6-liter V8, 2 electric motors, 887 horsepower combined, 0 to 60 in 2.2. Top speed, 217. First production car ever to lap the Nürburgring under 7 minutes. Original price, $845,000. Sold out in 14 months. Today, a clean one sells for $2.7 million. Real auction, real number. The 918 invented the modern hybrid hypercar. McLaren P1, Ferrari LaFerrari. Every hybrid hypercar that came after copied the homework. Porsche did it first. You can't buy one new. They are all gone. Most sit in climate-controlled garages with less than 1,000 miles on them. The 918 isn't a car anymore. It's a museum piece that happens to have 887 horsepower, and that's Porsche, a company that almost died in 1991, got saved by a soccer mom car, used the soccer mom money to build the greatest sports cars on Earth, and now builds an electric sedan that beats Bugattis. Every other car company makes cars. Porsche makes contradictions. Now I want to know one thing, Cayman owners or 911 owners? Who's right? Drop it in the comments. And if you're about to buy a car, any car, new, used, whatever someone's grandma drove twice, check the tool in the description first. It takes 5 minutes and it might save you from 39 months of quiet regret. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in the next one, buddy.